My birthday was about a little over a week ago. Oh, happy birthday, Notch. Oh, thanks. I turned 23. I'm a 23-year-old man now. And I think it's probably just what comes with your birthday coming around. But there's definitely a bit of a sense of urgency that I've felt over the past week or so. And the urgency mainly pertains to just, life pursuits, life goals, things that I've promised to myself and to other people, and just being able to get them done, quote unquote, on time. Excuse the soccer players in the background. They seem to be having fun. But yeah, there's this more of a sense of urgency to just attack my goals and also live my life, quote unquote, the correct way, or do the things that I know I should be doing now rather than later. And I guess I say this because I've, at least in recent years, and stretching back probably a bit further than recent years, to be honest, I've never been one to be really hopeless about the future. I feel like I'm an optimist at heart. And I've never failed to, I don't want to say I've never failed to do this, but I typically try to see the good in what's to come and not worry about it. I sort of have a tendency to steer towards the idea that in the end everything will turn out okay. And I think more recently that has sort of been geared towards the Christian mindset of in the end we win, and that in the end God's kingdom will prevail. But I think before I sort of went harder, I was going to say harder and deeper, but maybe that's not the right terminology to use. Before I sort of went a bit more, what should I say? I'm just going to use the word. I'm just going to use harder and deeper. Before I went harder and deeper into the whole, into my faith, that sort of mindset, I don't really know what it stemmed from, to be honest. It probably just stemmed from random YouTube videos that I watched and mindsets that I acquired from other people. But I will say that it was there, it was prominent. And there were a few times that I wasn't optimistic about the future. And up until a little while ago, there was another YouTuber that I watched, and his whole ideology was that, like, all right, he talked a lot about the compound effect and just doing the right things early, so that you can sort of reap the rewards later on in life. And that is specifically like geared towards men, the channel was. But like, it was basically like that prototypical, put your head down now so you can play later, so you can enjoy your life later. So I adopted a lot of that recently as well. But there's something about turning 23 and there was also something about turning 22, as well as there being something about turning 21 and so on and so forth, like this isn't a new thing that has made me sort of stop and think, okay, well, it's not enough to just know or have a belief or a faith of a better future for myself. There needs to be conscious action towards that better future. Like the better future is there. It's waiting for me. Like that I still full and well truly believe that the better future is there. But it's more a matter of, okay, am I doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing in order to achieve that better future? Achieve that prosperity, whatever you want to call it. Because at some point, I don't know, I'm also not a believer in the fact that, like, that the bus will stop running or the train will stop running and you will have lost your chance to succeed or whatever you want to call it, to achieve great things in your life. Because like you hear stories all the time of people who start late and achieve great things nevertheless. But at some point you need to just like pause and think. And that time for me to pause and think was a few days ago, or recently when my birthday passed. I don't know, 23 is a scary age. At 16, 17, 18 years old, I couldn't even imagine being 23 years old. Like, that's just an absurdity to me. It was an absurdity to me. Now it's a reality to me. And, I don't know if, where I would have wanted to be when I was younger right now. I probably wouldn't have thought I'd be in the situation I'm in right now, having failed out of school and then worked my way back and finishing up in this fall. I think at this point I would have thought I'd be done with school. But hey, different paths for different people, right? So like I'm not angry that I've sort of made the mistakes that I have in the past. It's all about just moving forward. It's just the fact that I probably wouldn't have thought I would be in this situation right now. But that's not what I'm talking about right now. What I'm talking about right now is the urgency that's overtaken me. Like there's oh yeah, I was speaking about how I don't think that there's a cutoff window per se, but there's like a general time frame where you should start thinking, okay, the choices that I make now will compound to the nth degree. So I don't know the exact phrase. I'm having a hard time remembering it. But it's something about how the choices you make when you're younger have much more of an effect than the choices that you make when you're older, because of how they compound. And that's sort of what's been on my mind these past few days. Like these past few days, honestly, past couple of weeks, I've just been getting a lot worse sleep than I should be getting, considering how much time I have on my hands. Even though like I'm working like 9 hours every day, and like I have responsibilities to take care of. There's still no real excuse for me to be not getting as much sleep as I possibly can, or as much sleep that is necessary for me to get. Just because like sleep, I tell myself that sleep is the most important thing, but my actions, I guess, don't really display that. You know, like, I'll be, at least these past, like, few days or so, I've gone to bed, not last night, but before then, I've gone to bed at like 1, 2 in the morning, doing absolutely nothing, you know what I mean? And like, I would have work the next day, and it would just be like, I'd either be just like on social media, just fucking with my dick in my hands, almost quite literally. I don't know if you guys heard that scream, but it sounded like somebody's dying. Not actually, but I don't know. Yeah, I need to start taking things like my sleep a lot more seriously. And I need to start taking things like my fitness levels a lot more seriously, which I have been. I've worked out every day for the past, I've done some sort of exercise every day for the past, I think, like 3 weeks. And I've like posted that to my fitness Instagram account to sort of log all the activity that I've been doing. So that's good. And I've also been reading my Bible every day. But yeah. 23 years old, man. 23 years old. In the blink of an eye, I'm going to be 24, 25, quarter century. Where will I want to be a year from now? Where will I want to be 2 years from now? I don't have an exact plan. And I think that'll be a topic for another video. I still got to flesh that out. And I do have some things to say about having a plan in general, you know, having a direction, which is something that I've been struggling with these past few weeks, or these past few months, honestly, especially with people asking me what I want to do after I've gone to Taiwan and after I've finished my schooling. But yeah, that's a topic for another video. For now, let's just worry about urgency, compounding habits, compounding choices, and taking advantage of my youth. So I think the choices that I make now will be some of the most important choices that I'll make in my life. And if they're not, at least I'm being cognizant about them, you know? It doesn't hurt in being conscious of what you're doing every day. It cannot hurt. But until then, I'll catch you in the next one.